Today we have no sponsors because I am an existential threat to gay rights and all progress. So, of course, our wonderful fans have taken upon themselves to write all of our sponsors and to have them can't not sponsor or not to support us. So we are, I'm very, I'll just say this. I'm very thankful to our members. It makes this show kind of bulletproof to stuff like this, even though it's painful and emotionally it's just painful that people would do that.
Man, oh man, here is another story about how the pendulum swings the other way. Okay, be careful what you ask for, you might just get it. And that is what Mr. Ethan Klein of the H3H3 podcast is experiencing right now. Okay, as this guy has faced the brunt of cancel culture, which he endorses, right? He thoroughly has endorsed it, full-throatedly has endorsed it, because earlier this year, he got canceled by some advertisers because he made some comments that some people are deeming to be anti-LGBTQ on his podcast. Now, he made those comments after Jordan Peterson had warned him earlier this year about engaging in cancel culture after Ethan Klein tried to cancel Jordan Peterson, right? Ethan had Jordan Peterson on his podcast for a couple shows or whatever, and Ethan Klein, for whatever reason, decided to delete those episodes with Jordan Peterson because apparently Jordan Peterson is a bad guy, right? He's a bad guy, okay? And he spreads, hate and all this other stuff. You know what they say on the left for people that, disagree with him. And that is why he deleted the episodes with Jordan Peterson. Now, Jordan Peterson responded to Ethan Klein and basically gave him a warning in which he said, "Also, I should warn you that those who engage in cancel culture generally live to regret it. I'm not going to come after you except politely in this Twitter stream, but the chickens will definitely come home to roost. You will be held to a higher and higher and soon impossible to maintain ethical standards by the very mob you currently wish to please. Then you will make a mistake and they will devour you with glee. Please take this warning seriously. I liked you." Again, Jordan Peterson seems like a prophet, right? This tweet was prophetic, okay? Because fast forward till today, after Ethan Klein got canceled by some advertisers for making some anti-LGBTQ comments, he's also now getting canceled by YouTube, as he just got slapped with a ban from YouTube, a week-long ban, a strike for content violating their hate and harassment policy, right? For a video that he made a couple days ago in which he was commenting on what happened in Uvalde, the mass shooting down there, and the NRA still choosing to have the conference down in Houston, Texas, despite that incident occurring. And in his podcast, doing a segment, he briefly made a comment in which he basically called for violence against the NRA. Now, I made a video about this, and I'm not going to repeat the claims that he made, the call to violence that he made against the NRA. And the reason why is because I don't trust the YouTube moderators to be able to tell the difference between somebody condemning this type of speech, okay, and somebody promoting that type of speech, right? So the video I made yesterday about it, I actually deleted it for that reason, because after they gave Ethan Klein the strike, after they actually took down that video, I said, okay, I'm not going to take the risk of YouTube mistakenly taking down my video because I included a clip of him saying those things, right? So I'm like, I'm not even going to take the chance, because I'm telling you guys, my experience with these YouTube moderators, I don't trust them, right? I do not trust them to be able to tell the difference. So if you guys want to see that video, it's on Rumble, I believe, okay? So that being said, Ethan Klein got slapped with a ban, rightfully so. If we're applying standards equally here, I want to make sure I'm clear about that. And then he went and raged against conservatives on Twitter because he got banned, okay? Because the Post Millennial wrote an article about it. A lot of people actually went out of their way to basically flag that video and to tell YouTube that, hey, this guy's calling for disgusting acts of violence against the NRA, right? And YouTube actually listened. And Ethan Klein got mad about it. He says, Conservatives got triggered over jokes I told and mass reported me. I got banned for a week and the episode was removed. If only they cared about dead kids as much as they do jokes. So I want to say sorry. Sorry, y'all are such pathetic snowflakes. F the NRA and F Abbott. So not only in that podcast did he, basically call for disgusting act of violence against the NRA, but he also made fun of Greg Abbott and him being disabled. He basically called for somebody to commit an act of violence against Greg Abbott, okay, that basically involved his disability, okay? Very disgusting comments that he routinely makes on his podcast that, again, if, some of these social media platforms were applying their standards equally across the board here, he would have been banned a long time ago, right? And I think he actually kind of got off soft compared to how this would have been handled if a conservative would have said something like he said, right? If a conservative, somebody on the right would have said something like this man said, their channel would have been taken down, right? This guy got a video taken down, a strike. He's still monetized, which in my opinion is kind of a slap on the wrist considering what he actually said. Again, if that was a conservative, I think that the channel would have been taken down, demonetized, all that stuff would have happened. So this guy kind of got away with it. So he continues his rage fest on Twitter here, in which he's basically criticizing conservatives, basically saying 19 children dying because we don't want to be slightly inconvenienced. A YouTuber making a dumb, edgy joke and immediately walking it back. Well, it's a joke that you shouldn't have made in the first place. It's something that you shouldn't even ever think about, right? Let alone have that thought come out of your mouth. It's crazy that you thought that you could actually say that out loud, that you could joke about that, and that you could get away with it, right? That's the crazy part, which again shows you guys how there's a different set of standards for leftists than there are people on the right. Because I'm gonna tell you guys, anytime I make a video, I'm paranoid, right? I had to be paranoid about the things I say because I basically feel like a target is on my back because of my political ideology and my opinions. This guy, again, felt super comfortable saying whatever he wanted to say, right? Too much to the point where he called for a disgusting act of violence against the NRA. Felt comfortable with it. And then wants to get mad about it because YouTube actually enforced their rules. He says, quote, I want to make it clear that I don't advocate for violence of any kind, except you kind of did. That is obvious to anyone that watched the segment and not just the 10-second clip that was used to misdirect attention. Republicans are now the party of dead children, and nothing can misdirect away from that. Again, I don't understand how you connect Republicans to what happened in Uvalde, okay? Because no Republican made that lunatic go and purchase a rifle and go and kill children. Right? As much as they want to blame this on Republicans and conservatives, no Republican or conservative had anything to do with that. None of them encouraged that type of violence. Except you actually encouraged the type of violence that could have resulted in more mass deaths than what happened at Uvalde. Right? Which again, it seems like this guy doesn't really understand that because he didn't even apologize for making a comment. You should have apologized for even thinking about something like that, for even making a joke like that. Again, these are the same people that want to cancel Dave Chappelle and people like Ricky Gervais for making jokes, right? Jokes they deem to be transphobic. Okay, they want punishments for those people, right? But when this guy makes a joke in which he's, calling for violence against NRA, a joke that could be, misinterpreted by his millions of followers as a call to violence. Oh, you guys are snowflakes. I shouldn't be punished for that. Conservatives are taking this too far, right? It's just a joke. It's just a joke, right? It's just a joke. Again, I find it amazing how this works, right? And then he goes and plays the victim card. He says, all that being said, I have never received so many death threats and anti-Semitic-ish in my life. A lot of conservatives really, really, really hate Jews. So again, now this guy is trying to play the victim card here and say, boo-hoo, oh, it's me. I'm the victim because I got called out on my disgusting joke. And conservatives really hate me because I'm Jewish. Again, that's not what's happening here. What's happening is that you obviously said something that you thought in your head was appropriate, right? Was an appropriate response to a mass shooting, right? A response that would have resulted in more deaths and more violence, and you got called out on it, and you're mad because YouTube actually enforced their rules against you, okay? That's what you're mad about. But let this be a warning. Let this be a lesson that, when you embrace cancel culture, when you call for other people to be banned or deplatform, that pendulum will swing the other way. And this is why I don't do it, right? This is why my original video about this, I said, despite the fact that YouTube should punish him, if they're applying rules equally, right? I don't necessarily want them to do it. I just want them to stop punishing people, period, right, for their speech. Okay, that's why I stand on this. I'm not happy to see this. All I'm simply saying is that this is what you people ask for. So don't whine, cry, and complain when you get what you asked for. You created an environment where these social media platforms are going to deplatform people. They're going to censor people for saying stuff like this because of people like you calling for these social media platforms to do this, right? You call for it. So again, you made your bed, now you got to lay in it. I don't want to hear the boohoo whine and complain about it because to be quite honest with you, considering what you said, you kind of got off easy. You kind of got a slap on the wrist. Because again, if that was somebody like me or somebody on the right, Steven Crowder, somebody like that, bruh, we'd be gone. We'd be off the platform. Okay, we'd be gone. It would be instant channel deleted, right? That's what would have happened. So consider yourself lucky that this is the only punishment that you got. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.